Hello friends, already in the last lecture we have completed 3.3 and all the numericals of 3.3. Now we are moving to 3.4. But before starting 3.4, we must understand two types of a theorem, and among them first type of a theorem is nothing but perpendicular bisector and its converse, and second is nothing but angle bisector theorem and its converse. We are supposed to understand these two parts, then we can proceed for the exercise 3.4. So these are the theorem after 3.3, or you can say before 3.4, in between of that. Among them, the statement of theorem is perpendicular bisector theorem, and the theorem is every point on the perpendicular bisector, of a segment is equidistant from the end points of the segment. What does this statement means? I am going to clear it over here. Let us say they have given us a segment to us, and I am going to indicate this segment as segment AB. Means you can simply see that A as well as B are the end point of that segment. Now for this segment, as per given condition, we are going to draw one perpendicular bisector. So let us say I am going to draw one line, and this is the line L. Let us say this is the line L. It is perpendicular bisector on segment AB. What does it mean by perpendicular bisector? This line is not only perpendicular to segment AB but also bisect AB into equal part. Means it is perpendicular and it is a bisector. So you can have this line L is perpendicular over here at this point as well as bisector of this. Just to indicate that part, I am going to indicate the point by M over here. Now M is the point over here where this line L is perpendicular to AB and M is automatically midpoint of AB. Now what exactly we have to prove? We have to prove that as per the statement, every point on the perpendicular bisector, segment is equidistant from its end point. So every point means on line L you can take any point. It is true for all the points. Just for highlighting, I am going to take a point P over here. Now what exactly part? If point P is on line L, then we have to prove that this point P is equidistant from A as well as B, because these are the end points. Means we have to prove that PA is equal to PB, and that is a part over here we have to do. Definitely in that case we have to do the construction, means we have to join PA as well as PB, and we are going to write that part in construction. Now let's once again try to understand the part. First they have given a line AB to us, or segment AB to us. Then they have given a line L which is a perpendicular bisector on AB at point M. Then we have to take any point P and we have to prove that PA is equal to PB, and definitely it is not available over there, so we are going to draw it as an extra part, so it is nothing but construction. So here I am going to draw PA and second PB over here. And remember, now if you want to show PA is equal to PB, definitely we are going to have a part that we are going to try to show that triangle PMA is equal to PMB. If we are able to show these two triangles as a congruent, definitely we can show that PA is equal to PB. Now what are the part? If it is a 90 degree, automatically we can show that its connected angle is also 90 degree. Why? Because line L is given as a perpendicular bisector. So at M, this line L is a perpendicular. First of all, from this diagram we are going to write given, to prove, and construction, and then again I am going to explain how these two triangles are shown as a congruent, and then we are going to write a proof. So please pay attention. Now here one by one, whatever may be part we have seen from a diagram, we are going to write it over here in the form of given, to prove, and construction. So starting that part over here, given. Now as per given part, from the diagram point of view, line L is perpendicular bisector. Line L is perpendicular bisector of segment AB. at point M. Now P is any point on line L. P is any point on line L. This is the first part, that is nothing but given. Now you have to prove. So to prove, we have to prove that any point, that is P, is equidistant from end points, means A and B. Means you have to prove that PA is equal to PB, that you have to prove. You can say that PA is equal to PB, or you can say PA congruent to PB, what may be part. Construction. Now in construction we have just joined PA and PB, which is the extra part. So I am going to say the part in construction. Joined segment PA and PB. So this is the part that we have done over here in construction. Now remember that we are going to write the answer in the form of number, statement and reason, and a part is numbers, statement and reasons. Now try to understand over here proof. Now how are you going to write the part? Basically our target is to prove PA congruent to PB. I repeat, our target is to prove PA congruent to PB, but we cannot directly prove it. In that case we are going to take the help of two triangles. Which are these two triangles? Triangle PMA and second triangle PMB. Here one by one. PM congruent to PM, common side or same side. Second, angle PMA is equal to PMB, each 90 degree. And third, AM congruent to BM. Why? Because M is the midpoint of AB, is given by them. Naturally, triangle PMA is congruent to PMB by side angle side, test of congruency. Now, when two triangles are congruent, their respective other sides and respective other angle must be congruent. Naturally, segment PA is congruent to PB, and this is true for any point on line L over here. Means if I have taken P over here, if I am going to take another point Q over here, then we can say that QA is equal to QB. If I am going to take another point R over here, then RA is equal to RB. It is true for all the points which lies on perpendicular bisector, and that is true for all. So writing that part in terms of proof, and the part is, so first, in triangle PMA and in triangle PMB, first segment AM congruent to segment BM. Segment AM is congruent to segment BM. M midpoint of AB given. Next, angle PMA is congruent to angle PMB, region each 90 degree. Third, segment PM congruent to segment PM. Segment PM is congruent to segment PM, common side or same side, common side. Therefore, triangle PMA is congruent to triangle PMB by SAS, test of congruency. Now, when two triangles are congruent, then their respective side as well as the respective angle must be congruent. So part 2, I am going to call it as equation number 1. Here, as triangle PMA is congruent to triangle PMB from equation 1. From equation 1. Therefore, segment PA congruent to segment PB. Segment PA is congruent to segment PB, and the reason become corresponding sides of congruent triangles. And in this way, we are able to prove that segment PA is congruent to segment PB, or you can say that PA is equal to PB. And that is our required proof. So PA is equal to PB, that we want to show over here in terms of to prove. So here we are able to get PA is equal to PB. Student, read this theorem very carefully, because in numerical this property, that is a perpendicular bisector property, we are directly using in numerical. Means if they have given perpendicular bisector, directly we are writing PA is equal to PB, and we can find the value of any segment as per the calculation part. Now moving to the next theorem, and the part is, it is somehow you can say converse of the first theorem, that is nothing but perpendicular bisector theorem. Now what is exactly this statement, what is given and all other part, we have to understand step by step. And the part is, it is given in a part 2 in type of a book, and theorem is any point equidistant from the end points of a segment. I repeat, any point equidistant from the end point of a segment lies on the perpendicular bisector of the segment. Now what does this statement indicate? Try to understand from diagram point of view. Let us say that AB is a given segment. I repeat, AB is a given segment, and there is a point P. There is a point P which is equidistant from end point, because A and B, if you call A as a starting point, then B is a end point. If you call B as a starting point, then A is a end point. So both we can call it as the end points of that segment. If this point P, which is given over here, is equidistant from A and B, means what? They have already given us that this distance PA is equal to PB. Means they have already given this distance PA is equal to PB. Then prove that this point P lies on perpendicular bisector. This point P lies on perpendicular bisector. So up to this part they have given all the part, that's why it is given. Now here we cannot show directly PA congruent to PB, so we are going to do some modification, means we are going to do construction. Now what is exactly we are going to do construction? We are taking AB, let us say here M is the midpoint of AB, M is the midpoint of AB, and here as M is a midpoint of AB, then we are going to draw one line passing from point P as well as M. Remember, it is not given, we have taken, means it is a construction, means we are going to construct one line which is passes from P as well as M over here, and again we can call this line as a line L. Remember, we only know that M is the midpoint of AB, we have taken as a construction, and taking M as a midpoint we have joined P with M, means we know that A to M, this distance equal to B to M, and after that we have drawn this construction over here. So first of all, giving an answer over here, I am going to check or write first given to prove construction, and then I am going to start a proof. No doubt, again we are going to show that these two triangles are as a congruent triangle, and we are going to prove the rest of the part. But please pay attention. Whatever part we are described, we are going to write in the form of given to prove construction, and definitely we are going to start proof. So the first part given. So the part is point P is equidistance from end point of segment AB. It indicates that, or you can say that is PA is equal to PB. PA is equal to PB. In short, they have given it. Next, to prove, we have to prove that point P lies on perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Point P lies on perpendicular bisector of segment AB. Now, what exactly we have done a construction? We have taken M as a midpoint of a AB, or segment AB having a midpoint M, and we have joined P with M. So, take M, it is midpoint of segment AB, and join P with M, or join line PM, or you can say draw line PM, whatever may be. In both the way, its part is correct. Now we are going to write the answer in the form of number, statement and reasons. But now try to understand how we are going to show that part. Remember, our target is PM is perpendicular to AB because it is already bisector over here in our observation. Means we have to prove that angle is a 90 over here. Means you can prove angle PMB or PMA, anyone as a 90 degree. Now in this case, naturally we have to show these two triangles as a congruent triangle. Now how are we going to show it? Please pay attention. First of all, we can write about triangle PMA, and in triangle PMB, one by one. Segment PA congruent to segment PB, they have given, so we can write it as a given. Student, please pay attention because they have given in the answer in the form of fill in the blanks, but we are going to actually solve all the steps. That's why pay attention. First, we are going to show that PA congruent to PB, given. Next, as M is the midpoint of AB, then we can have a second statement. Segment AM congruent to segment BM, reason M is the midpoint as a construction. And third, segment PM congruent to segment PM, common side. Naturally, triangle PMA is congruent to PMB by side, test of congruency. When two triangles are congruent by SSS, test of congruency, naturally their respective angles must be congruent. So we can have PMA is equal to PMB. Both become congruent, but also their angle addition is 180, and according to that we are going to solve it. So please pay attention. So one by one. And a part is, first, in triangle PAM, and in triangle PBM, here side PA congruent to side PB, side PA congruent to side PB, they have given it, so we are going to write it as a given. Next, segment AM congruent to segment BM, segment AM is congruent to segment BM, reason M is the midpoint, also we can have given. Third, segment PM congruent to segment PM, segment PM is congruent to segment PM, we can have common side or same side. Therefore, triangle PAM is congruent to triangle PBM by SSS, test of congruency. Now remember, when two triangles are congruent, then their respective sides or respective angle must be congruent. So I am going to write, therefore, angle PMA PMA is congruent to angle PMB. I'm going to give it as equation number 1 and the reason corresponding angles of congruent triangle. And now we are able to get the part as a PMA is congruent to PMB, and we are given it as a equation 1 and the reason is corresponding angles of congruent triangle. Now what exactly the next part? Please understand from the diagram, and the part is, now we are able to get one logic from here that this angle and this angle is a congruent. Your PMA and PMB, this become congruent over here. But now addition to that, we know that these are nothing but a linear pair of angle, means angle PMA plus PMB is equal to 180 degree. If addition of both is 180 and both are congruent, naturally each is 90-90. But how to write? Pay attention over here. And the part is second, and the part is angle PMA. So, but angle PMA and angle PMB are linear pair of angle. Therefore, angle PMA plus angle PMB is equal to 180 degree. Now you can add the same part, linear pair of angle in a region, linear pair of angle. Now the part is, now PMA plus PMB is equal to 180 degree, but we know that angle PMA is equal to PMB. Now we are going to replace PMB against PMA. So the part is, we are going to replace PMB, and here instead of PMB again we are writing PMA. So it become angle PMA. This angle, so called as angle PMA, as usual, PMA plus PMA is equal to 180 degree. Now angle PMA plus PMA, that become 2 times angle PMA is equal to 180 degree. Now if I am going to multiply by these two to this part, shifted over there to that side, it become divided by, means angle PMA is equal to 180 degree divided by 2 means 90 degree. And now if our angle PMA is 90 degree, PMA is equal to 90 degree, it indicates that if PMA is 90 degree, naturally this PM is perpendicular to AB and automatically its adjacent is also become 90, and in this way we can complete the entire part. Student, please observe over here properly, and PMA is equal to 90 degree. Again you can say the same statement at the bottom, that point P lies on a perpendicular bisector of AB, that you have to add over there. Now moving to the next part over here, and the next part is angle bisector theorem. Angle bisector theorem, and in a book it is given as a part 1, means there is also one theorem which is associated with it. So angle bisector theorem part 1, and the part is, every point on the bisector of angle, every point on bisector of angle is equidistant from the sides of angle. Please try to understand once again statement. Every point on the bisector of angle, means we have to draw angle and then we have to draw its angle bisector. Every point on the bisector of an angle is equidistant from the sides of angle, and these are nothing but sides of angle. Means if you want to draw angle bisector, every point on that angle bisector is equidistant from the sides of angle. Now to prove that part, one by one try to understand. Let us say I am going to draw, or already I have drawn one angle, that is P, Q and R in front of you. In short, PQR is a given triangle for us. It is formed by ray QP and ray QR. Means with the help of ray QP and QR, we have formed one angle. Now this angle may be in general angle like 40 degree, 50 degree, 60 degree, whatever may be. Let us say it's a 50 degree. Means if I am going to write any another ray, or I am going to draw any ray which is of 25 degree from this and 25 degree from this, naturally it is act as an angle bisector. So I am going to draw one angle bisector of angle PQR. Let us say this angle bisector is indicating any point. Let us say S over here. Now what exactly happened? QS is angle bisector. QS is angle bisector of angle PQR. Means logically you can say that this angle as well as this angle is congruent over here. Now the main part is every point on a ray QS, because QS is an angle bisector, is equidistant from its two angle rays. Means any point on ray QS is equidistant from this and this, that we have to prove. In that case, we are going to take a part, and the part is, let us say we are going to take a point A over here. So once again, A is any particular point. A is any point on angle bisector QS over here, and we have to prove that this point is equidistant from ray QP as well as this point A is equidistant from ray QR. In that case, equidistance or measurement of a distance means a point and perpendicular to that side. So here from A, I am going to draw two perpendicular. One is a perpendicular over here, means you can say that this angle is a 90 degree, and from A, I am going to draw another perpendicular over here. Let us say I am going to indicate this point as first from A to this perpendicular on QP, that I am going to call it as a point B, and again from point A we have drawn another perpendicular on QR, I am going to call it as a C. So now your structure is ready over here, and now whatever part available over here, our target is you have to prove that AB is congruent to AC. That is our proof to be done in this part. So according to this diagram, I am going to write all the part of given, to prove and proof. So please pay attention seriously. According to the diagrammatical descriptions, we are going to first write given, and the part is, first of all, ray QS is angle bisector of angle PQR. Next, the part is, here we can say that point A is any point. Point A is any point of ray QS, means from angle bisector. Also we know that AB is perpendicular to QP and AC perpendicular to QR. Therefore, AB or segment AB perpendicular to QP and segment AC perpendicular to QR. This is nothing but a part. Everything for us, that is a given. Now according to that part, I am going to write the next part to prove. So the part is to prove. We have to prove that AB is congruent to AC. So we have to prove that AB is congruent to AC. And now this part we have to prove. We have to prove that AB is congruent to AC. No doubt, we are going to write the answer in the form of number, statement, reason, and we are properly going to create a structure for that. So once again, please pay attention over here seriously. Now, try to understand how we are going to write a proof over here. Now one by one, I am going to clear the part. Our target is over here. that we are going to take two triangle. One is a triangle ABQ, and second is ACQ. These are the two triangles taken into consideration. Now our target is to show that these two triangles has a congruent. Now one by one, please pay attention. Here the part is, first of all, segment AQ congruent to segment AQ. You can say common side or same side. Second, angle ABQ is equal to ACQ, each 90 degree. And third, angle BQA congruent to CQA. Because these two angles are congruent, reason QS is an angle bisector. Naturally, triangle ABQ is congruent to ACQ by side angle test of congruency, means you can say that SAA test of congruency, by which these two triangles are congruent. And when these two triangles are congruent, naturally segment AB congruent to segment AC, and the reason corresponding sides of congruent triangle. And in this way we are going to complete this part. So please pay attention writing style. And the part is, first, in triangle ABQ and in triangle ACQ, first segment AQ congruent to segment AQ. Segment AQ is congruent to segment AQ. Reason, common side or same side. We can have common side. Next, angle ABQ is congruent to angle ACQ. Reason, each 90 degree. As we have mentioned it as a perpendicular. Next, here the part is, after that our third angle, that is angle AQB, or you can say angle BQA is congruent to angle CQA. And the reason, QS is angle bisector. Therefore, we can have a part. Triangle ABQ is congruent to triangle ACQ by side angle test of congruency, or you can say that SAA test of congruency. Now when two triangles are congruent, then their respective sides and respective angle must be congruent. So we can say that segment AB is congruent to segment AC, and there is segment AB is congruent to segment AC, and the reason is corresponding sides of congruent triangles. And in this way we can complete the proof. Remember, this proof is somehow small or short, but in numerical it is most important. So understand each and every step, and please make a practice of writing a proof in the form of number, statement and reason. It look more attractive and in discipline structure. Now student, please pay attention. Moving to the next theorem, and the part is here about angle bisector theorem. They have given part 2. What is exactly that theorem? Any point equidistant from sides of an angle is on the bisector of angle. Once again, any point equidistant from the sides of angle is on the bisector of angle. Now what does this statement means? Please pay attention. Let us say this is a respective angle where Q is the originating point. Here we have taken as a ray QP, and here I have taken ray QR. Means we can say due to ray QP and due to ray QR, one angle PQR is get formed over there. Now I am going to take a point interior of angle PQR. This is a PQR, and I am going to take an interior point over here. and let us say I am going to call this point A is O here. Now it is somehow reverse of the previous theorem, so try to understand it. And the part is, from point A I am going to draw two perpendicular over here. What is exactly that part is? Means I have to indicate that point A is equidistance from ray QP and point A is equidistance from ray QR. Means here I am going to draw first perpendicular, that is AB over here, and from here I have drawn another perpendicular AC over here, and we already know that AB in terms of distance is equal to AC in terms of a distance. Means we already know that AB equal to AC, where A is the interior point in PQR. Then we have to prove that this point A, which is equidistance from A to B and A to C, means as AB equal to AC, then this point A must lie on angle bisector of PQR. Means this QA, if I am going to draw a ray, then it will be act as an angle bisector. If I am going to draw a tentative ray over here, let us say I am going to indicate this point as a S. And now we have to prove that ray QA is angle bisector of PQR. Or you can also say that logically you have to prove that BQA, this angle, is equal to CQA, this basement angle. And in this way we are going to write given and to prove. So please pay attention all the part. How to make a proof? Again I am going to explain it in terms of a diagram so everyone can understand. First we are going to write given and to prove. Now according to diagram description we are going to write the part of given. And the part is point A is interior point in angle PQR. Next we have AB perpendicular to PQ. AB is perpendicular to ray QP and AC perpendicular to ray QR, and also AB is congruent to AC, or we can say that AB is equal to AC. This all part is nothing but given for us. Now to prove. So the part is to prove point A lies on angle bisector of angle PQR, or we can have angle BQA. Angle BQA is equal to angle CQA. Either we can prove this statement, or the meaning of this statement is we have to prove that angle BQA is congruent to or equal to CQA. No doubt we are going to write the answer in the form of number, statement and reason. But how we are going to write a proof? Try to understand first over here. And the part is, here again we have to show that these two triangles are congruent. Automatically this angle BQA can be shown congruent to CQA. But the part is, now one by one part is, first of all I am going to take these two triangles into consideration and observe it very carefully. One is a triangle ABQ, which is the upper triangle, and ACQ, which is a lower triangle over here. And observe it carefully. Which test? Here something part is modified and you have to understand properly over here. Now student, here think logically, because you cannot get directly the answer over here. First you can say that AB is congruent to AC, this is one side, no problem. Angle ABQ is congruent to ACQ, 90-90. And third, AQ congruent to AQ. But we don't have any name of a test like SSA or SSA. This is not any test. Some students are writing in that way. Remember, in that case you have to think in different manner. Opposite to angle B, BA angle is a 90 degree. Opposite to 90 degree, any side we called it as a hypotenuse in a triangle. Again, angle ACQ is also 90 degree. Opposite to it, AQ is a hypotenuse. Means here if you want to discuss about angle ABQ, then angle B is a 90. Opposite to 90, AQ is your hypotenuse. In angle ACQ, angle C is a 90 degree. Opposite to it, AQ is a hypotenuse. Then we are going to write hypotenuse AQ congruent to hypotenuse AQ, and then AB is congruent to AC. Therefore, triangle ABQ is congruent with ACQ by hypotenuse side test of congruency. And in this way, we are going to write the proof in the form of number, statement and reason. So please pay attention. Whatever part we have discussed in triangle ABQ and ACQ, we are going to write in terms of answer, and the part is first in triangle ABQ and in triangle ACQ, one by one. Here angle ABQ is congruent to angle ACQ, reason each 90 degree. So opposite to 90 means hypotenuse. Therefore we can say that hypotenuse AQ is congruent to hypotenuse AQ. You can say common side or also common hypotenuse. I am going to write common side. Next, segment AB congruent to segment AC, or you can say that side AB is congruent to side AC, reason given. Naturally we can say that triangle ABQ, therefore triangle ABQ is congruent to triangle ACQ by hypotenuse side test of congruency. I have written in short, but you can write it properly. By hypotenuse side test of congruency. Now when two triangles are congruent by hypotenuse side test, naturally their respective sides and respective angle must be congruent. So second part, as I am going to give it as equation number 1, as triangle ABQ is congruent to triangle ACQ from 1. Therefore, angle BQA is congruent to angle CQA, and reason become corresponding angles of congruent triangles. So our part is BQA is congruent to CQA, reason corresponding angles of congruent triangle, and that is nothing but required over here. Angle BQA is congruent to CQA. Also you can add the same part in terms of a line. It indicates that point A lies on an angle bisector of PQR, or you can have a part. Therefore, ray QS is angle bisector. Therefore, ray QS is angle bisector of angle PQR, or in modified version, therefore ray QA is angle bisector of angle PQR. And in this way, a very systematically manner, you can make a proper group 1 and 2, and observing it properly, you can complete your theorem. Remember, these theorems are most important when we want to solve a numerical, and all this property in case of this part we are directly using in a numerical. So again, try to understand it properly, and when you're going to write the statement or given or diagram, step by step write it on your notebook, then you're going to understand the part. So do not make directly copyright, understand it and then write it. हेलो फ्रेंड्स एंड माय डियर स्टूडेंट, अगर आप हमारे वीडियोस देख रहे हो और आपको ये वीडियोस पसंद आते हो तो आप हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और नीचे दिए हुए बेल आइकन को क्लिक करना ना भूलें। साथ में अपने फ्रेंड्स और ग्रुप इसमें भी आप ये वीडियो शेयर कीजिए ताकि नॉलेज ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा बच्चों तक पहुँचे। अलग अलग टॉपिक के साथ मैं आपको मिलता रहूँगा। मैं आपका एसवी सर आगे आने वाले वीडियोज़ को बनाता रहूँगा और आप तक पहुँचाता रहूँगा। थैंक यू वेरी मच।